Hello everybody, Laser Gary here. Want to give you a quick little tutorial and little demo about lasers in general. Now I love lasers, most of you all know me. I collect them, I find them fascinating. Now I'm no laser expert, okay? I probably don't know any more about lasers than you would probably learn from an average high school, physics class. But I just want to show you a couple little things about lasers that you might find interesting and educational. Now first of all, I want to talk about the color, okay? Why lasers are different colors? Well, first of all, I want to show you this. This is the spectrum of light, okay? And as you can see right here, these are the colors that the human eye can see. So in the visible light, we can see from around 700s are the reds, transition into your orange, yellow, greens, blue, indigo, and then it goes down to violet, okay? Anything below that number, and nanometers is how you measure the light length, and anything above that number is invisible to the human eye, okay? So you can see all the different spectrum here. We can only see in this narrow bandwidth. And depending on the wavelength of the laser, it depends on the color of the laser. Now, the human eye is most sensitive to the dead center of this. So around 555 nanometers is what our eye sees best. As you get further up or further down from that 555, the sensitivity to the eye decreases and the light becomes less visible. So like I said, if you're off the spectrum on either end, your eye can't even see it. We cannot see ultraviolet or infrared. So let's show you the difference on the different colors. So first of all, I'm going to show you the red laser, okay? So we're starting at the top of the spectrum, around the 700 to down to 600s, okay? Red laser, now I'm going to show you on my firearm. This has a red crimson trace laser. It's around 650 nanometers in light length. And you can see it there. And this is only 5 milliwatts, okay? Take note of the power too. 5 milliwatts is the maximum they will allow for sale in the United States for laser sights or laser pointers. 5 milliwatts, okay? So that's the red laser, all right? Now, we go from the red. Now, I don't have an orange or yellow, unfortunately. For some reason, orange and yellow is a little bit more difficult to make and manufacture. They're very expensive. If you find a yellow laser pointer or a yellow laser projector, a 5 milliwatt laser projector in the yellow range can cost you up to $1,000. I'm not spending that much money on a laser, even though I love them. Never going to do it. So we're going to move down to the green, okay? The green is what the eye sees. That's why green lasers always seem a lot more powerful. All right, this is a 50 milliwatt laser pointer. Now, I just said 5 milliwatt is the maximum you can buy. I bought this one online, probably came from China or someplace, but it is a 50, and you can see the difference in the power on there. Now, I'll give you a little example. My concealed carry here, I have a green crimson trace. This one is 5 milliwatts, okay? Here's a 5 milliwatt on a laser, on a laser sight, and here's your 50, okay? And you can kind of see the difference in the two power. I'll put them side by side right there. Okay? You can see a little bit difference, and they're a little bit different color. You notice one's a little bit more green than the other. That's because they fall on a different area of the light spectrum I showed you, okay? 555 is what the eye is most sensitive to. That's why your greens always appear much brighter. Now, let's move further down. We're going to go down into the 400s. 450 nanometers produces a blue laser, okay? And here's your blue. You can see. I'll turn it this way so you can see it going the other direction, okay? Now, this blue is a burning laser. It was produced by Wicked Lasers. By the way, Wicked Lasers no longer sells lasers to the United States. I bought one of the last ones that they allowed until they got banned, okay? This is a 700 milliwatt laser. It is capable of popping balloons. It'll set matches on fire. It'll start fires from a pretty good distance, okay? So that's your 450 nanometer blue laser. All right, we're going to move down the spectrum even further. Now we're going to get into the violets. The violet, this is a 405 nanometer violet laser. And you can see when I turn it on, a little bit different color. It's a violet color. Now, if you look at this one here, when I turn it this way, you can't really see the beam very good sideways. That's why I'm pointing it at you. The beam becomes brighter as it's traveling towards you. You can see going the other direction, you can only see the dot on the wall. So that's 450 nanometers Again, if you want to go ahead and 405 nanometers, if you want to go ahead and compare the two, okay, here is your blue. Okay, I don't know if you can see that in the camera. Okay, both of these lasers, they're both 700 milliwatts. Okay, 700. We're still under a watt, and you can see the difference in the beams. This one's a lot brighter because it's closer to that 555 than the violet laser is. So that's the difference in those two lasers right there. Okay, so the lasers I've shown you so far have all been relatively weak to maybe somewhat powerful. We're still under a watt. Even this Wicked laser, which used to be the world champion, the brightest or most powerful laser you could get, is still under a watt. This is 0.7 watts. Then all of a sudden, I found this, okay? This right here is in a Guinness Book of World Records. It is the most powerful handheld laser in the world, okay? If you look right here, it shows you the wavelength, 445. I don't know if you can see that or not, probably out of focus, nanometers. This is 7 watts. 7 watts, okay? 0.7 watts, this is 7 watts. 7,000 milliwatt laser pointer, okay? This one is actually dangerous. Now, I always recommend having a pair of laser goggles, especially when you get to at least anything over 100 milliwatts, you should be using your goggles. Again, parents, these are not toys, okay? These are not toys. Even the weakest ones can cause eye damage. This one here, if you were to even hit a reflective surface from a distance and it bounced back and hit your eye, this laser here would take your sight. Okay, it will blind you immediately. Okay, so this right here, again, let me show you. This is the big bad boy, and what does this one look like? I'm going to put the shades on. You can see the beam on this one right here, substantially much more powerful. Okay, 7 watt laser, and then we got. Let me see here. Oh, here, let me show you the violet one here. There's your 7 watt laser. And this is a 700 milliwatt. So you can see a big difference in the power on the output on that one there. So I'm going to put that down. Now, turn this off. What can you do with a 7 watt laser? Well, as you can see over here, I have a little thing set up right here. I'm going to put this laser pointer right here. I have a match that is on that little stand right there. Let's see if I can get it on there. And you can see it instantly set that match on fire right there, okay? So that is a powerful laser. It set the match on fire. Also, there's a balloon up there. If you notice on there, watch this. And it'll incinerate a balloon immediately. Okay, so this is a 7 watt laser, okay? Most powerful laser you can buy. Of course, these do not come from the United States. And what's really interesting is the way they bypass customs. Customs will confiscate a laser this powerful, okay? The problem is customs would have to open every laser that came through and actually test it with a laser spectrometer, okay? And that takes a lot of time, it's expensive, okay? They usually go by whatever the shipper puts on the carton. This thing was sent to me and it was labeled as a flashlight. It's that easy to beat customs. They just label it as a flashlight. They don't even open it, okay? If they were dumb enough to put a 500 or 600 milliwatt laser pointer, they would be confiscated. The shippers do not even have to put the correct voltage on the watts on the laser when they ship them, okay? So, also, I'm going to show you, that's, okay, so that's the 7 watt laser. Then, of course, I made and designed this, okay? This is the Helios B1000 laser rifle. So what did I do? I decided, well, I wonder if I could possibly put something as powerful as that handheld laser into a laser rifle. As a kid, I was fascinated with Star Wars. I always wanted to have a laser rifle. I mean, what kid doesn't want to have one of these? Looks like, and what's a little deceiving about this one is, looks like a toy. Still got all the little electronics, little fun things. But what you don't realize is this gun actually has in the housing an engraving laser. This is an 8 watt engraving laser. So this is actually 1 watt more powerful than my handheld laser here, okay? And it produces an 8-watt laser beam. This beam right here will burn, and it will set a lot of things on fire and stuff right there. So if I go right here and put it against here, you can see I already got a flame coming up out of there. And it's already... So this one will set things on fire. This is a very powerful laser rifle. I've actually been able to light a match with this thing up to 30 feet away, pop balloons 50 feet away. So yeah, this is a real full functional laser rifle that I built from scratch. Wired a little control panel. You can see right here is the control panel. I can adjust the wattage and the power right there. So just a childhood dream. I just wanted to see if I could do it. I have no background in the ability to do this kind of stuff. I don't even know how to use a soldering gun. But speaking of solder, I want to show you this. So this high-powered laser pointer, okay, let me see if I can get this on here, see if we can do a really effective little demo. Okay, I'm going to use my safety goggles for this. Let me move everything out of the way because I don't really want to burn anything I'm not supposed to. So, what can you do with a 7-watt laser? And this is why you'll understand that this is not a toy, okay? I can actually turn this thing on right here. And this is a piece of metal wire, okay? I'm actually burning and setting that wire on fire, okay? We're talking, this is a laser here that's actually capable of melting steel. I'll show you here in just a minute. You can see it popping and see the little specks coming out. Well, that's the metal melting on here. And I'll show you here in just a second the end result. Oh, okay, so that's pretty bright. Put this right over here to the side, and just so you can see what has happened here. You can see it melted the wire. The wire has been cut in half and actually been wired and been melted on here. So, yes, that is just a quick little educational thing on basically just your basic laser technology. Again, these are not toys. Okay, don't buy your kids these things. That laser rifle, unfortunately, kids, it's not for sale. It was just a demo, something I just wanted to see if I could do. But you can see lasers, they can become very dangerous. They can actually be used as weapons, and you have to be very careful. Make sure you always use your safety goggles. Till next time, thank you all for tuning in.